Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. We are in Wyoming and we're about to check out Sinks Canyon State Park. I can't wait to take you on this. As you can see, it is looking pretty nice out here, but there's more. We're stopping off at the visitor center first. We're going to check out a map, see if they have any patches, and then there is some waterfront right over here that I can't wait to see. And you're coming with me. Let's go. Starting off at the visitor center, we find all these different rock specimens, and it actually says here you can see billions of years of geological history through this section. So each individual stone shows you one of the layers, and then it tells you a little bit more about it below. So this is a good way to start off this trip here to Sinks Canyon. I noticed also there's this kiosk right here, and whenever you hover over this, it actually takes you to a YouTube video about the park, kind of as an intro. So if you come here and the visitor center is not open, you can still kind of get an idea as to what to expect. They have some rangers talking and then also talking about some of the campgrounds and things like that. Around the visitor center, there are several different viewpoints and information signs like this one. Ooh. We're gonna hope we don't see the prairie rattlesnake. That guy looks dangerous to say the least. But also there are some other signs saying that rattlesnakes are very important here, but at the same time very dangerous. So we're going to keep our eyes open. Now, if you are new to my channel, you may not know this, but I am petrified of snakes. So while I do understand the importance of them, that doesn't mean I ever want to encounter them. It's just not my thing. And so it's a cooler day out here right now. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that we don't have any of those problems. Snakes typically don't like the cooler temperatures quite as much, so they move a little bit slower. So that means I can move faster as I get away. But now I think we're gonna go inside and check out what's inside. And then there is a nice overlook area. And then I think we might actually go on a couple of little small hikes today. I think that's what we're gonna do. This is a great park for getting out, stretching your legs, seeing something beautiful in this part of Wyoming. And it's not that far actually from the Lander area. So if you're looking to come to this area and maybe don't want to hit up the major national parks but want something absolutely beautiful, you definitely want to check this out. So as we come into the visitor center, you'll see all of these little things like this, where it tells you what kind of animals that they have here. And there's some super fun ones like the bushy-tailed wood rat. Look how cute he is, guys. But also some of the predatory animals like a mountain lion. So you get an idea of what you might find here and also what you need to be aware of. And I think that that's why the visitor center is always so important. But accompanying these, look at these amazing displays. You can see the sheer size of some of these predatory birds, and look at those talons. And look, guys, I found a bunny, but beside him is one of those things. Ugh. Okay, guys, so that was an amazing visitor center. Once again, great information, but now it is time for us to go check out some of the awesome parts of Sinks Canyon. Now, we did get some advice. There is a 1.5 mile in and then a 1.5 mile out trail to a beautiful waterfall, but there's also something that leads to what's considered the sinks, which is like a cave that comes out of this mountainside right here. The water rushes into it. So I think that's what we're gonna go see first, and then we have some more exploring to do. I am so excited, but what I can see from right here, I'm just gonna have to show you. Okay guys, so as you can see, the water is beautiful, but it's a little bit noisy, but let me explain kind of what's happening. So the water flows into that cave. The cave then kind of takes it down into these cracks. The cracks then move along down the way a little bit further in this direction, and then there's something called a rise where the water shoots back out again, and you can find it flowing down the river, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen anything quite like this, so this is going to be a really unique experience. Guys, this is awesome. Look at this. Oh wow. This is a cool little trail. This is the Overflow trail that takes us down toward where the water pops back up. Look at this. Very neat, but something kind of weird today, I'm noticing. Don't know if you can hear that, but there's definitely the sound of clicking, click, 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 and that is the cicadas. They are out strong right now. Yeah. It's kind of eerie, but all in all, super, super cool trail so far. So all in all, I think you can see this is just beautiful, and this is just the overflow. We haven't even made it to where the actual rise is yet, but it's kind of spectacular to be out here and just like be so close to the highway, but at the same time feel completely removed from everything. And there's some little critters that are going around. Yeah, this definitely is not an ADA trail, but at the same time, if you are able to come out to this one, I would highly recommend it, just because look, I mean, it's pretty, and you get to see like this overflow area, which is like right beyond us over here. That's just boulders upon boulders. It's kind of wild, but also there's some signage down on the Overflow trail also that you'll want to check out. In fact, this is some of the signage right here. It talks about how the Overflow channel looks most of the year, which is what we're looking at right now. And just beyond the sign, you can see these are the boulders that you see most of the year. However, whenever it is filled with the spring runoff, it looks more like a rushing river that's going through. It says here that it runs for about 20 days and then it starts to resemble more of this dry state right here. So what makes it run the way that it does? Well, the snow is starting to melt during the spring, and it kind of filters down through the waterways, and because there's so much of it coming downstream, it can't fit into the normal water passage, so it has to come out into these overflow areas to make it down toward the lander area. So it's pretty fascinating, but for only 20 days. Now, with that said, if you get near the water and you touch it, oh, it's cold, guys. It's still very cold, even though we're not in this overflow stage. So I wouldn't recommend getting in it probably unless you're prepared for a polar plunge. Okay guys, we are at the rise of the sinks, and now we're where the trout pool is. Now, when we were in the visitor center, there was a display that had some really cool stuff on it, showing like some beavers and then some trout below the water. And it talks about how they have this one area here in the park that you can see like the pooling of them. They come together, they kind of spin around in a little circle. So we're gonna see if we can see that. But also, this is where the water pops back out after coming through those crevices. So, here we go. Now guys, whenever you're here, check out this. Bring a quarter, feed some fish. You can see them all swarming together. It is absolutely awesome. And there's also some really cool signage here that tells you a little bit more about the fish that you're gonna see. Okay guys, so we came down the road just a little bit further. We're gonna go check out a waterfall now. Now we are here at the Bruce's Camp area, or Bruce's Picnic Parking area. And it's actually named after this guy. This guy right over here, and there's some signs here, so let me show you a little bit more information about who Bruce was, why we're here, and what we can expect. So as you can see right here, this is Bruce, and Bruce was actually born in Ireland in 1867, and he ended up being in the Lander area around 1896. He was originally a sheep herder, but later began a sheep business. But in 1911, when he joined the Forest Service, he changed kind of the way that this particular area was viewed. He became a ranger and served between 1911 and 1920, and he was known for his honesty, fairness, and integrity. So it was kind of fitting that they named this particular area after him, because he was one of the earliest people in this area to kind of help out in the conservation efforts. But along this way also, there are a few know before you goes, and also a little bit more information about the loop road. We learned that along the loop road you can actually kind of see some of the campgrounds, a few picnic areas. There's a couple of lakes that we may check out today also. I'm really excited about. There's some information about some of the vegetation, and then also a few things that you might need to know about this area. For example, the permits are needed in certain areas, however, not all areas. Also, some travel information about knowing where you're going. I will say there is no cell service up here, so kind of look into these signs, and if you do need cell service, go back down to the visitor center, which is only about a mile and a half, to get a little bit more information. I will say this, guys, this is a beautiful hike. There are so many wildflowers out here, and the path in most places nice and wide. So, wow, look at this. So pretty. The water's splashing up. It feels so good. We're in the shade right now. And look at this. I mean, look at this. It is amazing down here. And the trail itself is just a little bit above us. There's some like light bouldering to get down here, but after you get down here, oh my gosh. And we're not even at the waterfall yet. So, we are going through scary stuff right now. Oh my gosh. I don't like the proximity of the grass to my ankles, but we're going back up. So, that was pretty. Okay, do you see this behind me? Do you see it? A little rocky. Okay, so let's do a little catch up right now. I am high above the water now. There it is down there. We're on this ridge line. We're only halfway to the falls. It is getting warm. It's getting very warm. And I must say, my lungs are not where they used to be, so I'm feeling this climb a little bit more. But wow, it's beautiful up here. At the same time, a little winded because we've been going uphill for quite some time. But I can't wait to see what's just beyond this area, so let's keep going. Okay guys, interesting development. There's always something going on while I'm here on the channel. Well, I was coming up the path a while ago and I stepped on one of those rocky surfaces. Surprisingly, it was not my fault that this happened. The rock itself was not balanced and it buckled under the weight of my foot. And with it went my foot. So I kind of had an odd step. I kept pushing on a little bit further and I made it up to this beautiful point. And then I decided I needed to stop and actually look at my ankle because it was feeling a little tense. Oh man, I definitely sprained my ankle. Oh wow guys. So moral of the story, this path is not even. It's beautiful, it's amazing, but it is not even. So what I think I'm gonna do is actually head back down very slowly and put my foot in the ice cold water to kind of reduce some of the swelling and just take my time. But I did actually find a couple friends on the way up here, and because of that, they're gonna capture some footage for me at the falls. So as a result, this is what the falls would have looked like if I could have continued upward.
What a view, guys. What a view. I mean, how could you get any better than looking at Aussie Van Man's face? What the hell? That guy just jumped in the freaking river. Oh man, okay, I gotta get this on camera. There he goes.
Unfortunately, because it's a mile and a half up and a mile and a half down, I thought I should at least put my energy into the down right now. And oh, this is gonna be an interesting trip down with a gimp. I'm just saying. Oh yeah. But they're gonna catch back up with me in a few minutes. So I'm just gonna slowly meander, take my time, not get in a rush, and watch each one of my steps. Oh, that's the reality of it sometimes though, guys. You come out to a beautiful place, you get excited, and then life happens. I'll get back with you guys whenever I get closer to the bottom. Okay, we're about halfway down. It's a very slow pace, and usually it's a lot faster going down than it is going up, but right now obviously I'm taking my time, but I don't mind. It's really pretty around here. Now, a couple things to note: they do sell bear spray. They do have black bears in the area. I have mine with me, so even though I am by myself, I am safe and protected. I'm keeping vigilant, I'm making noises, all of those things. You should do that too. But yeah, I'm just gonna take in some more of these views and share them with you. Okay, I was just wandering a little bit further down the path and I ran into Riley and Brandon. Remember Riley from Riley Does Live? You're gonna have to go check out her video of the hike also so you can see her perspective, but they are hiking to the falls also. And we have a couple other people here too. Oh, the down. I learned something about myself today. I learned that the foot that I sprained is also the foot that I lead with on my steps. So like, see this is the foot that I lead with, and this is also the one that I sprained. Oh, it's getting hairy feeling. The trail itself is like a mile and a half to the falls and a mile and a half back. I was less than a quarter of a mile away from the waterfall, so that means I am hiking about a mile and a quarter back on the sprained ankle. And let me tell you, it's a twitching right now, that's for sure. So I'm just taking a little bit, checking out a view, taking a little bit, checking out a view. This is a wild one, guys. But this state park is amazing. I love it. It is amazing, beautiful. It has a crisp breeze, beautiful wildflowers, and I definitely am glad I came. No matter what the outcome, I am glad I came. Okay guys, I made it to the bottom, and although there were some rocky parts that were a bit hard, I did it. And now I am limping my way back to the van. Gonna use a little KT tape, ice and elevate, but I have had a wonderful trip here despite all that. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me and seeing some of the beautiful views that not only I captured, but also my friends. If you have, make sure that you go check out their channels. Remember, that's Riley Does Live and Aussie Van Man. I think that you'll enjoy both of them. They both have some super cool content, and they have a different flair than I do. So you get to see all sorts of different perspectives. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and sometimes just getting out and stretching our legs in a beautiful space can be that. Till next time guys, bye!